Okay, the furnace guy's not here yet, so I'll keep going. See if I can get another video in. Okay, I've got the front pinned, and I've got both of the armholes pinned down. So we're going to do one whole seam all the way around the neckline and down the front and around each armhole. So you're going to sew 3 things. So let's go ahead and put in our 1/4 inch seams. Okay, so let's go ahead and start at the armholes. And we're going to do the 1/4 inch. You might want to go slow on the armholes because you are working on a curve. Okay, move our pins as we get to them. And keep moving our, opening up our, lifting our pressure foot and moving our fabric. So we get a nice curve around that armhole. Okay, and you want to make sure you get that full 1/4 inch seam here because everything's based on that 1/4 inch seam. Faster than this. I'm just further away from my sewing machine for the filming. Okay. Okay, so there's one. When you go slow, you'll get a real nice seam all the way around it. Okay, so now we're going to go up the front, around the neckline, and down the other side. We're going to do the whole thing. We're going to stop at a 1/4 inch at the very top. And the reason why is because we're going to clip that at an angle and we don't want to cut the threads. So we're going to just stop at that 1/4 inch. And if you're not sure, just lift up, turn, set your machine down, and if you're at that 1/4 inch, then just keep going the other way. Now we're going to go around the neckline. You can reinforce those stitches if you want to. But because we're going to turn it down and tack it to the front of the blouse, you don't have to really worry if it's not reinforced. These pins out here. Same thing when we get to this other front, second front. We're going to stop at a 1/4 inch in. Yep, 1/4 inch, good enough. Okay, so we went all the way around the neckline and down the front. Okay, one more armhole to do. So same thing, 1/4 inch, go slow on the armholes. little too far in that one. Now you're going to get your good scissors out because we're going to make a bunch of clips all the way around this. Okay, so we're going to clip completely around the armhole. And the more clips you put in, the smoother the finish is going to be on the outside. So you want to get as close as you can without cutting any of your threads. The more you clip, the nicer it's going to lay. We're going to top stitch this too when the whole thing is done from the other side. So if you want, you can thin out one of these too if you want to. I haven't been doing it, but you can thin out one of these so that you get a smoother fit on the other side. So just cut one down and then it'll lay. You won't have that big old bulk anymore. It's up to you. I don't usually do it, but it does give you a nicer, a smoother fit. Okay. So we're going to open this up, so leave at least a little bit more than 1/4 inch on the seams because we're going to sew those up when we're done. Okay, so here's that slant I told you we were going to do. We're going to cut that right across like that so that when we turn it inside out, that's going to be a nice smooth finish on the corner there. Okay, you don't want any bulk in that, so that's why we didn't sew all the way up to the edge, because we would have cut the thread. You can even go a little bit more if you want to. If it's really bulky material, you can even curve it a little bit. It's not going to matter because we're going to, like I said, tack this down. We're going to put a little sewing there and tack these down so you get that nice little. So you want a smooth finish, but it doesn't, you just want it to look nice. Okay, so then we've got that done. So let's do the other arm. Too much there. So we'll do this. Okay, same thing, since we did it on the other side, we're going to cut the half of this pink off. Okay, so that it'll lay flat when we turn it inside out. Okay, so we've got the arm done. We're not going to trim down the front. We're going to leave that flat, but we do need to do the neckline. Same thing, you're going to have to clip it quite nicely, so that it will lay flat when you turn this inside out. Okay, so all the way around. Same thing if you want. If you mistakenly cut one of these, just re-sew it. I mean, if you cut the thread by mistake, just re-sew it and just get as close to the cut as you can. It's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. So we'll do the same thing on this pink one. We'll just cut that down so it's not so bulky when we turn it inside out. So let's see here. Actually got my iron out and got some interfacing, but I'll just go ahead and show you what I mean. Okay, let's just see if we can get some of this off. And we'll cut some more of this pink off. Okay. So you can even feel it, and you'll know your bulk's not as bulky as it would have been if you would have kept them seam to seam. Okay? Alright, so we've got that done. So let's go ahead and get some interfacing. Yeah, I hope it's over here somewhere. Yep, it is. Okay, since this is really, this is the shear that I was using on the hats. So we'll just use the same thing on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut where I would know the eyelets were going to be. And I would just cut myself a piece of this. And I would iron it. I would iron it on the lining. Right here, just like this. I would go away from the seam, so don't do that 1/4 of an inch there. Okay. So, and then you don't have to worry about the top. You just want to iron this exactly where the eyelets are going to be. So that's pretty much it, because this is going to get turned down, and you just iron it like that. And let me see how much time I've got left. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll cut 2 of these, and then when I come back we'll do the lining, and then we'll turn this inside out.